Homer, Pindar, Sappho, Shakespeare, John Donne, Alexander Pope, Edgar Allan Poe, T.S. Eliot, Walt Whitman, Ezra Pound, Rupi Kaur. All of them, all of these poets throughout history, whether they were writing epic poems or lyric poems, poems about love or death or war or strife or grief or whatever else was going on that they wanted to write about, or nature, whatever it was that they wanted to write about, all of them were building up to the release of this poetry book. This might be the greatest poetry book ever written. Now, of course, I'm a little bit biased being that I am the author, but this is a great book, and I sincerely say that. And I'm very proud of this book. I'm proud that I published this book, and I'm proud of the poems that are in this book and what they say and what they're trying to get at. And if you read these poems, I hope that they resonate with you as well, because these were hard to write and they were hard to publish. Some of them were very vulnerable. I was sharing a lot about myself that's very personal and vulnerable and touching. And some of them were, of course, it's called Violet Sorrows. You can buy it on Amazon. But Violet Sorrows. So obviously, there's a lot of sorrows in here. There's a lot of very sad poems. You can watch my video. I uploaded another video where I'm actually reading these poems. Now you can go check that out if you would like. I hope you do. And I also, more importantly, hope you purchase this book and read it for yourself. But there's also some violet in it. Now, I'm a big fan of the color purple. Anyone who knows me in person will know this. So there are some poems that I wrote in purple ink where the main theme of the poem is the color purple. I introduce the book with a poem titled Purple. Now, I will read it out for you today. And I did read it out in my other video, but I will read it for you. Lavender, violet, and plum. These are the shades in which you come. In the beautiful crystal of amethyst, in the clothes of a passionate monarchist, the symbol of wizards and magic, the symbol of power and status, the symbol of spirit and gladness, the symbol of joy and sadness. This is what you are, purple, you dichotomy of emotions. You are the full circle, the color of all my affections. Now, I hope that you enjoyed that. I enjoyed writing it, and I enjoy reading it every time, because I'm like, well, that's a fun poem, a poem about the color purple. Not a whole lot of people do that. Big stuff. And once again, I wrote it in purple ink. I was like, that's got to be cool. Then, of course, there are sorrowful poems. A Man Stands Alone. This was an early one that I wrote. I think I was a freshman in high school when I wrote this. I was very young, and I was already feeling the big emotions, sensitive young man. So I will also read this out for you. A man stands alone, wondering where we went wrong. Man waged war on man, and the machine triumphed over all. The machine turned on its master and put him in chains he can't even see. After years of ease and progress, he looks and he sees there is nothing left to live for, there is nothing left to die for. Long gone are the days of kings and nations, turned to dust and remembered only through history. The church is empty, the club's full, God is dead, as Nietzsche once said. A man stands alone, clinging to what is no longer there. As he lets go, he turns to himself and rekindles a fire the world tried to kill. Now, I hope you enjoyed that as well. That was a flash of inspiration. I remember where I was. I was in study hall. I was in the middle of my second to last period study hall. Freshman year of high school, I was talking to my friend, and I was like, talking to him about poetry. I was like, man, I've never really written poetry, but like, for English, we've got to write a poem, and I don't know what to talk about. I've got nothing to say. And then I just was like, what if I started with like A Man Stands Alone or something? And then I was like, wait, I've got it. And I just wrote it all out in one sitting. I was very proud of myself. and I continue to be proud of myself. In this poetry book, there are, I believe, 33 poems. Every single one of these is important to me. There's not a single poem in here that I was like, oh, that's just a throwaway poem. Even the ones which are more repetitive, I'm still like, I was trying to get to a certain feeling and to a certain idea with this poem. And hopefully someone will connect with it. And here's another one, which is both violet and sorrowful, Lilac Fields. The first one, purple ink, then black ink, and I wanted to use a bit of contrast. I don't want to over-explain my book. You can read it for yourself. You should read it for yourself. But this was another one where I was, very proud of the idea here. Contrasting purple dreams with a dull, colorless world, a world with less purple. That's putting it simply, but you can read it for yourself, and I hope you do. But anyway, yeah, there's a whole lot of poems in here. Very proud of all of these. But yeah, so I've got one more. I'm going to read this out, and then I'm going to conclude the video. This is the last poem in the book, and it of course bears the title of the collection, Violet Sorrows. The violet sits through ice and fire, through rain and sun, through cool and warm, through day and night. The violet stares, and a single tear falls, as it dreams of love, comfort, peace, ecstasy, to live as man lives. But it is doomed to be a violet flower standing tall to bloom in spring, with never the chance to rest and be merry. And so the violet sits, as still as it always has, as still as it always will, and sings its sweet sorrows, its violet sorrows. And that is a conclusion of this book, and that's a conclusion of this video. I hope you check this out, and this is the greatest poetry book that has ever been written, arguably. But it's up there. I think it's up there. You can debate about it in the comments, and you can buy it and check it out and see if it's true. See if it's true. See if it really is the greatest poetry book ever written. But you're not going to be able to know unless you actually buy it and read it. So go check it out. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.